Hello again, it's Paul Marsden here again with you from Longford Library, our series of talks, continuing those. And last time I looked at the whole thing of mindfulness with you and resilience rather, and going deeper into resilience, going some more practical things you can do. I've looked at sleep with you as well, and looked at calming things down inside your mind. And today I'm going to do something about slowing down those thoughts, because when this happens to us, we can develop racing thoughts and worry about things, and all this stuff can take over our mind and affect us in all sorts of strange ways. I've got about 4 or 5 of these videos done, and they each build on one another. You can watch them in any order you want, but they'll develop you, and you will read in them a good set of skills you can use to build up those skills to deal with this unprecedented, weird situation and weird bit of life we're dealing with right now. I mentioned last time looking at your friends, making sure you have friends around you and talking to them is a very important thing to do. Keep that contact with your network is a really good thing to do as well. And getting a good night's sleep, that's very important. I hope you have done that. I'll start again my usual way with the breathing, just to be aware of your breathing. Just breathe in for a second, just hold that breath, and just breathe out again. And that you'll find straight away just calms things down. Now during the day, several times during the day, just do that simple thing. It doesn't cost you anything, no one will even see you doing it, but it has a huge effect on the way you feel. It'll calm things down greatly for you over the day. Now, worry. These people who worry sometimes, worry about things, they create things inside their minds, these worst case scenarios often inside their minds, and they get quite worried about things because they see things, they hear things, and these things might never happen, ever, but they worry about them continually over the course of the day. And our bodies get worn down by that because the heart starts beating, adrenaline gets going, we're in this kind of a fight or flight type state, and we don't need to be, because this thing we're thinking about might never actually happen. Now, fear and anxiety can hit people at that time as well. Now, fear is a physical feeling we have when we're faced with something dangerous in our environment, physical danger in our environment. This is a mad dog chasing you and coming at you, growling, barking and drooling, going to get you and bite you. And you know that straight away. You've got to run, so you tear off as fast as you can, and the dog will chase you, but you will feel that fear because it's a direct physical threat in your environment. Sometimes it's not a direct physical threat in your environment. Sometimes it's a perceived threat or an imagined threat. And that's where anxiety kicks in. And that's what the worry is all about. People create these things inside their heads, often the worst case that can possibly happen inside their minds. And they think, this could happen to me, might happen. And in their head, it has actually happened. So they feel that stuff. They feel that the heartbeat going again. They feel the dry mouth, stomach butterflies, all this type of thing happening. But nothing has happened to them really. It's all inside in your minds. Now, first step is just to be aware of that. Because when a worrier starts to worry, they don't know they've clicked into the worry mode. They just click into it and go off on this worry thing. But if you just realise, okay, these are just thoughts inside my head. I don't need to go with them. Once you're aware of this stuff, you have that notion that there are thoughts. You're aware of the thoughts inside your head. I haven't to go with those thoughts. I can go with the thoughts and get all scared, or I can just watch the thoughts going through. It's like you're standing in the platform here in the station in Longford, watching a train going through the station. You don't have to get on the train. You might get on the train and go off on a nice journey, but you can stand there and watch the train just going through. Now, in the same way, you can watch your thoughts going through your head. You haven't to get on the thoughts and go off on the journey, but you can sit there and watch your thoughts flowing through your brain. And your brain will do thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts all through the entire day. That's what it does. And as part of its job is to have thoughts there all the time. And those thoughts, you just leave them there because they may apply to you now. I've got to do that, must do this, must do that. They're important thoughts. But some thoughts aren't. They're the worrisome thoughts. That you're worrying about all sorts of things that won't really help you. And some people sadly have a regular pattern of that when they're worrying like this all the time. And their natural state to be in throughout the whole day is that worrisome state. So the first thing is just to be aware of those thoughts. Be aware of them, but don't get on them and go off with them. And just step back from them. Take your breath and just step back from those thoughts. They're not really happening. And even say it to yourself out loud if you can. This is not really happening. This is a thought. It's not a fact. It's just a thought. It hasn't happened to me. And make that a strong thing inside your mind. It's a thought. It's not really happening. And even say that to yourself out loud if you can, if you have to, and take that breath. Then what you need, bring in some mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you greatly with that. A very, very simple way to do mindfulness is to be aware of the moment right now. Because we have this moment right now that's really real, that I'm here, that you're there, it's really happening now. And the rest is all inside in our heads. So if we have to do it tomorrow or next week, or something to do last week or did last year or years ago. Those things are not happening now. They're in the future or in the past, but they aren't happening now. And it's so important to spend time in that now moment as often as you can. So right now, where you are, just notice now, just close your eyes for a second, and with your eyes closed, notice now what can you hear? What sounds can you hear around you right now? Maybe there's some bird sound, there's traffic around you, maybe there's children singing and talking and there's noise, or you're very, very quiet. What can you hear? What do you physically feel right now? In terms of your feet on the ground, you can feel that. You're sitting down, you're back on the chair, you're standing up, leaning against something, you can feel those things happening. You feel your clothes on you right now. You feel the room's temperature that you're in, or the wind outside, you're outside somewhere. You can feel all that happening. What do you taste right now? Any tastes there? Like your coffee, your tea, your water, or whatever. What do you smell right now? Any smells there? Are you outside or inside? Smell of aftershave, or smell of flowers, or smell of whatever is happening. You're cleaning something, cleaning fluids and stuff. What do you smell right now? And with your eyes closed right now, at this split second in time right now, what do you see there? Normally you'll see blobs and dark and so on. And then back to here and now, open your eyes. That's called being in the moment, being in the now. And one thing to really combat this worry, anxiety, thought type stuff is to step out of those thoughts and spend time in the now, using your 5 senses. What do I see, hear, feel, touch, and taste right now? So using your 5 senses. What do I see right now? Eyes open, eyes closed. To see, is it bright, is it dark? People there, is it quiet, or is it empty, is it full? What's happening around me? What do I hear? Any sounds around me right now? What do I taste? What do I smell? All those senses right now around you. What do I feel? If I'm standing up, I feel it's cold, it's warm. What's happening around me right now? Use those 5 senses, and that calms things down straight away and gets you right back into the real thing that's happening in the moment. So the more you spend time in the moment, the more those worries don't take over, and the more you calm that whole thing down. And it's a practice you build up. So I'd say to you today, sort 10 times a day for say 10 or 15 seconds, and just measure by your watch, just what do I see, hear, feel, taste and smell right now around me. And take that moment out of those thoughts. Put the thoughts to one side, step out. And even take a moment when you're going, say, to the front door, if you're going to the car to get something, you're upstairs to get something. Do it in a totally here and now state. What do I see, hear, feel, taste and smell in that here and now state right now when you walk up the steps of the stairs. And get upstairs, do what you want to do, back down again. Because the alternative to that is letting your head take over. And all those thoughts and worries about all sorts of stuff, about health, about finance, about children, all these things tend to take over if we let them. And if they take over and we let them, they will damage us, those thoughts. We need to be in a good, strong, solid state to help our children deal with our health and deal with our finances. And we can't do that if our mind is in a very flittered kind of a state from all the thoughts and all the worries. So to break that down, step out of those thoughts and spend time in the now. And when you get to bed at night, bedtime at night is for sleeping. It's not for think time. But again, a habit can build up for years. When your head hits the pillow, then it's thoughts, think time. And all these thoughts start. You'll see the pictures, hear the voices of people, and of course you get very, very wound up by all that. And of course you can't sleep. You're wrong state to sleep when that happens to you. So changing that, your head hits the pillow, this is now time to sleep. So you get the here and now, you feel the pillow. Is the room warm or cold? Is it bright? Is it dark? What's happening? It's all very here and now type stuff, not thought-based stuff. And the more you do that, when that happens to you, the more you calm down and sleep a lot better. As I said in the previous video, sleep is so important. Get a good night's sleep for resilience building. Very, very important. Okay, so calming those thoughts down, slowing them all down, stepping out of them, spending time in the here and now. You can go with the thoughts if you want to and go off to a very, very scary area. Like a train going past in the station, just let them go. Let those thoughts go. Some are important, some are not. And the worrisome ones aren't that important. They'll wear you down. Also to help you, I would say as well, just take a news fast. Stop those thoughts. Take a news fast. Get the news maybe once or twice a day, and that's it. But there's constant exposure to news all day. The same negative, worrisome stuff will, as you can see straight away, feed those worries and build that up. Also, I mentioned from the library here today. The library here in Longford, it's closed physically, it's also open online. You can access all the books they have here and all around the county using what's called BorrowBox. It's a brilliant thing. BorrowBox is here, so use that. You can download that onto your device, onto your tablet, onto your phone, and you can read anything you want to your heart's content. If you miss your magazines, there are magazines here, almost called RB Digital, provided here by the library here in Longford. You can download that, RB Digital, onto your device, onto your tablet, onto your phone, and read all your magazines. Never feel out of touch. Get your funny stories and various things as well. I mentioned as well having a balance on that. Get the news every day. But you can get newspapers, read the stories. There are funny parts of newspapers. There are letters coming from people. There's lots of other things to read apart from the awful, bad, negative news. Be informed, all right, but don't be overdosing it, because that has been shown again to cause great worry for people and much more anxiety. Now, I hope that's helped with you. I will talk to you again in a future video about some different topic again about calming the mind down even further. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Look in on somebody today, wave at somebody today who might need a bit of help, phone somebody who might need some help, because we do know in our country now the whole problem of loneliness is quite a big thing. And right now, some people who are cocooning and are kind of isolated might be feeling that loneliness a bit more intensely than others. And age doesn't matter, you can be older or younger, it doesn't matter. So ring someone today, talk to someone today, keep in contact with those people. They're a great de-stressor, a resilience builder, and they'll benefit greatly from that as well. So take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you again.